Happy Friday and welcome to Food Fight Friday at the Aid Station, where I, Jason Bahamundi, the founder of Run Try Bike, and Adam Lee, who is sitting here looking like he just got out from ice fishing and is the founder of Community Trail Running, presents three food items to each other, and we have to choose which of them we are going to either eat, which we are going to toss, and which we are going to carry to the next aid station. Today is Friday the 13th, which may mean that he is going to present something scary to me. I have no idea what he's going to present. So you'll hear it at the same time I do, and we'll all have the same type of reaction, which is, seriously, dude, that's what we're going to be talking about? Anyway, we appreciate you joining us. And as a warning, if you thought this was going to be tips on a healthier diet, you've come to the wrong place, but stay because your abs will get a workout through the laughter. Before Adam presents with me with the food choices, I want to remind you that if you like this show, and I'm not sure why you wouldn't like this show, be kind and go and subscribe, rate, and review on the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network, wherever you get your podcasts. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ice Fisherman Adam for today's food choices.
Well, if you're out on the mid-lake, it's only about 6 inches, so you've got to be careful out there. But if you're near the shores, it's much closer to a foot. The ice is in great shape.
That's your ice fishing weather report brought to you from Crow's Nest Pass. I don't know. Why do I have visions of John Candy in a tent, like pulling trout or whatever you pull out of an ice fish? I have no idea. We don't have those in the Bronx.
Or LA.
Or for that matter, LA. Exactly.
Happy Friday, Jason. Pleasure to be here as always.
I really don't understand how people make it through any of this show. Like, the moment the introduction gets through, they should be laughing and not able to hear anything that happens after that.
Well, we'll put that theory to the test once again today. I've copped out slightly on my choices. I'm not going to lie. I've gone Christmas themed. It's too easy. But I'm going to set the scene a little bit here for you because that's what we do. And I've been inspired by the way you set the scene and the way we set up these races. So it is a Christmas, we're going to call it the Christmas Day Classic. Okay. So
Nice.
it's a 50 miler and you are dragging. So you're chasing cutoffs. This is the very last aid station. So the end of the day, everyone's like, you're with the sweeps, you're ahead, you're going to make it, but you're right at the back. Okay. So every aid station is at its most depleted possible moment.
Oh, okay.
And that's when you're rolling into this last aid station. You've got, let's call it 5 miles left. Okay. So the finish line is in sight. The sweeps are encouraging you. You're like, I just need some fuel. So you pull in here and the person at the aid station, there's 2 of them and they almost look sad. Like not so much like sad to be there, but sad for what they have to offer you. And you look down at the table and there is a photo of what was an amazing gingerbread house. And it's now what is left of the gingerbread house. And as you can imagine, there's like some dry icing and some gingerbread parts. And like,
Drops.
yeah. And well, that like all the candy and stuff is gone. The only thing is left is like the mints, right? Like that's the only thing you're going to get on there. So you've got like, that's the one pile. And they're kind of like, I'm so sorry. And then you look over and there is, of course, a complete fruitcake because they are disgusting and no one had any all day. So it's full size. It's ready to go. You could take the whole thing if you want, they tell you. They'd prefer it because then they don't need to clean it up.
They could have used it to build the next house, though.
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, it's just like a tall glass of eggnog.
Oh, God.
And it's like right around freezing. So nothing's like, been out in the heat or anything like that, but it's all bricked from being cold as well. So this is Jason's Christmas Day Classic.
So before I answer this question, shout out to L Cool Vids out on YouTube. We're doing great, pal. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for being here.
So it's close to freezing, which means the eggnog's like slushy, which makes it even worse. It's like got that top layer is like frozen a little bit, and you got to kind of break through it.
Yeah, that's better than warm though, and possibly curdled. You know.
Grief. the the fruit cake is definitely like a brick at this point. Like you might lose a tooth or two trying to chew it.
It was a brick already.
Side note, if this had been the summer, I would have said, I'm going to change it to panettone, which is like the Italian version of fruitcake. And I love that. Like I could eat an entire
Ah.
loaf of that without any problems. But I'm going to play by the rules. I'm going to play by your rules, which is it's a frozen fruitcake. Nobody's eating it. I've only got 5 miles. And since I'm chasing cutoffs, I have to imagine that all the other athletes have gone through the area, which means I don't need a weapon like the frozen fruitcake to defend against bears or jaguars or anything like that. And then the gingerbread scraps. Okay, first off, I'm tossing the eggnog. Like there's cream in there. Even with 5 miles to go, like I'm already chasing cutoffs. With 5 miles to go, that might push me into the DNF category, and I need to finish this race. So the eggnog is out. I'm gonna carry the fruitcake with me. Maybe my body heat will warm it up enough to make it soft, so that when I finish the race, I've got some carbs to recover with, and just give me the little bit of scraps of the gingerbread house. And you said there was a mint on there, and mint is really good for your gut. And this is so I said you won't get tips on eating during an endurance race, but trust me, put grandma's mints in your running vest because they will help your gut if you need them to be as you're moving, or if it's a super long race and you want to get that crusty film feeling out of your mouth, the mint will help because it'll feel like toothpaste without actually having to brush your teeth. So there's your tip. Congratulations, folks. So that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm eating the gingerbread with the mint. I'm going to carry the fruitcake in the hopes that I can soften it up so that when I cross the finish line, I've got some recovery food there, since I presume all the other athletes have ravaged through that as well. And there's not going to be much left in that scenario. And I'm fucking tossing that eggnog as far as I could possibly toss it. I'm not going to risk shitting my pants in the 30-degree Fahrenheit weather. Nobody wants to pull down and have their frozen buns out there. That's for sure.
I think those
yourself?
are solid choices. Myself, I think I'm just gonna slam the eggnog. I'm just gonna do it. It's already been a terrible day. I'm gonna roll the dice. I don't mind eggnog, like, it'd be a nice cold, refreshing drink.
Remind me, do you drink?
Yes.
So if they had like a little shot of vodka in there to toss it into the eggnog, then it's even better.
It could be, absolutely, you never know. I would roll those dice too, absolutely. I think I'm gonna, like, ask if I can shoot the fruitcake at the garbage bin, if they'll let me do, like, a little bit of basketball, and, like, "Rain Man," shout out. Uh
Yes, Sean Kemp, Rain Man. For those of you who don't know, he wasn't referring to Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman in the movie Rain Man. REIGN, Rain Man in this case.
And then I'm just gonna, like, sweep the gingerbread into my pocket or my vest or whatever, and I'm just gonna cruise and
Sheena's gonna be pissed when you throw those clothes into the laundry because you're gonna forget that all that gingerbread crumbly dust is in there and it's gonna get all over the washing machine.
yeah, it's a good way to ruin a whole bunch of clothes for sure, and of course, I don't sort anything before it goes in the washer, so yeah, totally. You've read the situation well. You've been here.
The mint is gonna stick to everything. You're gonna be in so much trouble with that stuff. You're like gonna try to peel the shirt and stuck as the fucking mint.
Oh, that's the worst when you get anything with sugar in there or whatever. To be fair, at least during the longer races, I generally carry it as, like, a bio bag after, you know what I mean? Like, "Don't touch this. Nobody touch this is bad. Don't touch this." Like
I Okay, so if you're listening to this episode or you've watched it live, please comment on the laundry situation when you have forgotten to empty out your pockets.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
right? Like the chapstick melts in there and it gets all over everything. The goo that you forgot that explodes in the middle of the fucking wash or in the dryer. Like we've all been there, and
Right?
I
And
want to
someone
hear the
out there
stories.
has something weird that they put
Yes.
through the wash that we haven't even fathomed. We wanna hear that.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
want to hear the stories because I know you all have them. Look, we're all trail runners, ultra runners. We've done it it happens. Even you triathletes, I know you've done it too, because you've left shit in your cycling jersey. You've totally forgot because it's 97 degrees. You've ridden 100 miles, and the last thing you're thinking about is emptying your jersey pockets. That melted Snickers bar that just fucking gets everywhere.
And anti-chafe all in one somehow, you know? I mean,
Oh,
it go down easy.
I wonder why we can't get sponsors for this show.
Yeah, I don't know, Jason. I have no idea why we can't be taken seriously around here, to be honest with you. Like, busting our balls out here trying to
All
make
of
a
us,
show.
that community trail running sticker all of a sudden was like a headlamp, dude. It's so awesome. It's so perfect. I love it. Dude, thank you for making every other Friday just the absolute best. Before we got on the show, I was like, man, how am I going to get all this work done? It's too much shit. Like, how are we going to get the show done? And then I spend 10 minutes with you laughing, and everything in the world is better. So thank you.
Thank you as well, Jason. Food Fight Friday is a hoot.
So we'll see you in 2 weeks. It'll be the post-Christmas race, and I will be giving Adam his 3 foods, and I'll have to figure out what to give him since this was the Jason's Christmas Day Classic 50 miler. We'll come up with another story then. Thanks for joining us, people. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network wherever you get your podcasts. We are out.